fascinated about this story.
Mm.
We kind of talked about this a little bit yesterday, and you went a little tinfoil hat, but I followed you. I'm not a big conspiracy theory guy, but sometimes when there's things that got legs to it, I'm willing to listen. As we spoke yesterday, new information can create new opinions. Maverick Carter, seen in Europe. Who is Maverick Carter, you say?
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Oh, yeah, no. He's LeBron's big go-to for all things LeBron adjacent. So Rich Paul is obviously the agent on Clutch side, but Mav Carter is the guy who does all of the things, which includes like Spring Hill Entertainment, his production arm, and all the things.
His Hollywood stuff, his brand.
Yeah, everything that is him. And he had a meeting on a yacht, LeBron, Mav, and Nikola Jokic's agent. And Jokic's agent has been with Jokic since he was overseas. And so the way that agency works overseas is a lot of those guys are independent. And then what ends up happening is they get folded into Wasserman / CAA, like Clutch, like into those kind of groups. And that's what's kind of happened with Jokic's agent, because they have ties to these areas that, they want the bigger names they want those players. They want them on their roster, right? Well, there's been a lot of talk from Adam Silver, and I don't like a lot of what he has done.
I think that's a fairly common argument. Common sentiment, I should say.
But I will say that when he says something publicly, it's not flippant. And he has been talking about the NBA, not expansion per se, but growth in Europe and starting a league over there, because there's money to be found there. And guess what doesn't happen? It doesn't cut into the TV rights deal.
No,
that they currently have with the expansion here. So
different times you could potentially even play it at different times of the year if you wanted.
And that's the interesting thing that comes up with all of this is like, well, if all of a sudden you start getting cash flow from that, because let's say owners that are currently NBA owners buy into that league, now they're generating revenue in another pocket that they weren't already getting. Does that make it easier to absorb the hit that you're going to get by expanding in the NBA and dividing up the pie a little bit more with the media rights deal? You just grow the totality of the pie, because now you've got a whole other pie, so to speak.
Right,
which is a lot of pie.
Which has been it's a lot of pie. I hope my middle daughter is not listening. She hates pie. But it's the
who hates pie?
My 10-year-old. She hates pie. Even if you call it a pie, she's like, I don't like that.
Good old chocolate cream pie, key lime.
But that's part of what we have discussed on this show, and I think a lot of other people have discussed, and all signs kind of point to why Seattle and Vegas haven't been announced yet, or wherever they're going to be.
Which is a pretty stark pivot, because 6 months ago, that was not the case.
And that was going to be Summer League. The big announcement coming out of Summer League was going to be 2 new teams in the NBA, but we feel like that has stalled. It has been reported by many people, your sentiments coming from Summer League as well, that was stalled because some of the owners have balked at splitting the pie more.
Because you don't know what's going to happen after this TV deal. Even though it is a longer run TV deal, or media rights deal, I should say, you don't know what the landscape is going to be further out. And even if you get, let's say, $6 billion in rights fees from both teams, you get introduced $12 billion, and you split $12 billion up among the 30 coexisting or already pre-existing owners. That's nice little cash infusion, like roughly $300 million for everybody. But does that compensate for the hit that you're going to take on the rights fee, not only now, but into the next one? Is the next one going to be a $9 billion rights fee, or is it going to be significantly less? So you start looking at that, and valuations of franchises, like, this is how the billionaire class thinks. It's not 1 year, 2 year, it's 10 year, 20 year. You're looking at a very long lens. But this meeting was not just LeBron's going to go play with Jokic. Like, people were talking about that. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, could it happen? Sure. Why not?
Real quick, though, so I think Adam Silver pivots, because I do believe Adam Silver wants 2 more teams in the NBA. I believe him when he says that, yes. So if owners are balking at splitting the pie up more, let's try to make the pie bigger.
Yeah.
Is kind of what you're saying about billionaires,
because
10 years,
Adam Silver is not the guy guiding this. He works for the owners.
Right.
It's almost
the liaison.
That's something you always have to consider when you're talking about commissioners. Like, yeah, you can not like the commissioners, but they're just doing the bidding of the owners. That's what they're doing. They are employed by the owners.
He's not the czar. He's not the overlord. He's the spokesman for the owners.
But if he's saying these things, it's because that's what they want.
So he wants to expand the game, but it sounds like he might have competition.
Well, I mean, there's already existing leagues in Europe, but the infrastructure and how they do things, it's not up to snuff. With the exception of like 2 or 3 clubs, there's just a lot of infrastructure and stuff that needs to go into that. And then, you factor in travel and rights deals and all the kind of things, branding. Is in there, like if you go into like a lot of the Balkan countries, if you think fan bases are crazy here for any sport, you have no idea.
Dude.
Soccer has nothing on Serbian basketball games.
Dude, Georgia got into the World Cup or into the Euros and made kind of a run. That country freaked out.
Dude, it is like if you go like Mega Basket.
Yeah, Slovenia, Slovakia, Bosnia,
Dude,
Serbia.
It is Thunderdome.
They just love their hoops.
They're full on like fire pits going on in the stands. It's absolutely bonkers. Jokic was asked about the pressure in the playoffs when he was younger. He's like, "Do y'all know where I came from?" Like they're like full on like not fights, like wars.
I watched a Champions League game of Liverpool and Red Star Belgrade, and they went through this like what looked like a war bunker, like tunnel to get out to the field with a bunch of dudes holding AKs. Dudes, not like cops, like dudes holding AKs. I was like, this ain't. I ain't messing.
It's
with this.
Different.
It's different.
It's culturally,
it's very, very different.
Like there are clubs over there that hold meetings with political leaders and stakeholders with franchises about players, about coaches. It's crazy. Like the amount of sway and control that fans have over that stuff is nuts.
So what are LeBron, Maverick Carter, and Nikola Jokic cooking up?
Well, it's Jokic's agent, but it's about a basketball league in Europe, and I would imagine because LeBron is not going to be done. Like when LeBron retires, he's not going to disappear.
No, I don't think he's going to be on TV. I don't think he necessarily.
No, but he's
going to
be
involved.
Guy. He'll be on TV.
Well, he'll be on TV every once in a while, but he's not on Inside the NBA.
No, but he's going to be involved with
yes.
stuff everywhere. He's worth $1 billion. Like
yep.
he is a brand. He's one of the biggest brands in the world. Like when you talk about athletes, it's Messi, Ronaldo, probably him.
Yes.
Like maybe you can toss Federer in there. Maybe
10 years ago.
Yeah, but that's it. And like he is a brand unto
never
himself.
underestimate the power of tennis in Europe.
They
there's a reason they sponsor Rolexes and Mercedes. It's a rich man's game.
It is. There's a lot of money there. But it is very interesting to kind of see what it will ultimately turn into. But I got a heads up that was kind of what that meeting was about when it kind of popped up, and I was like, that's not surprising. This LeBron, you can say what you want about LeBron as far as like the corniness or whatever, but you're talking about business decisions. That guy has made all of the right ones.